Alexis and welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be discussing a very fun topic. So, as you have all known, I'm a beginner in Yugioh. I haven't played in a long time and I don't really have anyone to play with, nor do I have physical cards at my disposal. So the first instinct I do, of course, is to find online simulators, and there's currently four very interesting online simulators right now. So what are these four? So it's actually Yugioh Omega, Dueling Book, ygopro, and Dueling Nexus. So I have played using those four simulators in the past few months, and I also created a poll online. So this one got around 48 votes. That's not really a lot, but let's discuss here. So first, what do you think is the best Yugioh sim for beginners, those who wants to go back at the game after 10 years, or those who are just exploring? So a resounding 54.2% of the people who voted for Yugioh Pro, and then the next one would be Yugioh Omega, followed by Dueling Book, then Dueling Nexus. Alright, so let's discuss those in detail. So for this session, I actually won't be tackling Yugioh Omega. I sadly have it uninstalled for my computer because it takes up a lot of space. But we'll talk more about Yugioh Omega later. Next, let's discuss Dueling Book. So Dueling Book, as you can see on my screen, is here. It actually is a fun way to duel, and it actually updates a lot, which is very good. Like, look at here. The one on the screen shows that they added rank sections for gold format and speed duels. So that's 4, 14, 20. So that happened last year. So until now, administrators of Dueling Book are actually creating things in order to make sure that the game and the simulation gets updated. Now, there's a lot of things that a lot of people get put off with Dueling Book. The first one is it has really weird general chat most of the time. Right now, we don't really have a lot of things here that's off-putting, but sometimes you find those. This time, it's very chill. Alright, so there's rank in Dueling Book, which is a lot of people use this in order to try themselves and to make sure that they stay on top of the game. It's really sad seeing so many people here just constantly what? Veronica. Anyways, so let's look at the deck constructor. So the deck constructor is very straightforward for Dueling Book, and I actually don't have any problems on Dueling Book's deck constructor. It's easy to navigate. Right now, it's just not loading properly, and probably it's my fault. And there's a lot of important stuff here as well that you can use in order to make it beautiful, or not beautiful, but in order to suit your needs. So that's it for the Dueling Book. Now, if you're asking if Dueling Book looks so nice and has a very thriving community and administrators that put constant updates on it, why did it only have 14.6%? That's because Dueling Book doesn't have automation, and that puts off a lot of things for other people, because when you're new to the game, it kind of gets hard for you to put the effects on, to activate the effects and to make sure that you're triggering the cards on time, you're actually not doing anything that is against the rules. So that's why a lot of people tend to stay away from Dueling Book until they actually learn how to duel properly or get used to how card effects are triggered and the likes. So that's all for dueling book, and most of the time the people who really competes on offline and in tournaments in YCS, they use dueling book. Next, let's look at dueling nexus. So dueling nexus is very straightforward. It doesn't have the appeal of looking like a game like dueling book. Like if you look at dueling book, it doesn't look like your typical browser. But if you look at dueling nexus, it felt more like a web page rather than a game. So for dueling nexus, there is also a leaderboard, there's also rank in dueling nexus, and you can have your, so there's also a change in avatar as well as cards, and then you can go to the deck editor, create as many decks as you want. You can also import and create a new deck. So let's look at the deck editor. Let's edit one of my decks. This is the Arrow Mage deck. I think one of my biggest problems with dueling nexus is it sometimes glitches like a lot compared to dueling book when it comes to the deck editor. And that's really kind of frustrating sometimes when you're editing your deck, you haven't even dueled and the site is already glitching. But that's okay since dueling nexus, dueling books, these are free programs and you don't really get paid when you visit them. So it's kind of okay for me for that. And the main thing I want to talk about with dueling nexus that dueling book doesn't have is that it actually has a lot of things that you can do that will help you be more competitive or get used to the game, which is it allows you to play against a basic bot and create a custom bot game. So for the custom bot game, you can determine what kind of deck you want your bot to play, and you can have duelings and change your rules as well. And then when you're playing against a basic bot, it will search an AI and then it will pick from those random decks we have seen a while ago, and you can actually battle that AI, which dueling book doesn't have. And for me, I'm very introverted sometimes, and I don't really I have this huge anxiety of dueling random strangers online, and these bots actually help me cater to that problem. And I think that that's amazing when it comes to dueling nexus. And there's also the problem that, of course, in dueling book, a lot of times you can get an opponent very easily. There's a lot of players for the dueling book no matter what time zone you are in. But for dueling sims like dueling nexus, it kind of gets harder on certain times. And if you can't find an opponent, you can just duel an AI and test your hand. And it's very, very intelligent, and sometimes it's really hard to beat this AI, which I appreciate because it allows me to think clearly. So that's it for the dueling nexus. Next, let's talk about Yugioh Omega. So Yugioh Omega is fairly new to the virtual online simulator game of Yu-Gi-Oh world, but it has made rounds around the community and a lot of people have used it. I personally have used it. I entered the Black Rose tournament, which was held by Tracy Cakes, and the duels were in the Yugioh Omega, and I actually got Omega way before its official launch date because of the tournament, and it's been fun. The tournament was fun, and I lost the first round. It's single eliminations. And it was stupid of me. Who brings Arrow Mage in a tournament? Anyways, so Omega is very fun. I use it for AI duels as well, and there's a lot of animations, and it gets really pretty easily, and it's very aesthetically pleasing. Now, I haven't went to Yugioh Omega for a long time after its official launch, but I do think it gets harder as well to find opponents in Yugioh Omega, especially for those people who's not from the West, like me. So I'm not from the West, I'm not from America or Europe, nothing like that. So time when I wake up, everyone's asleep. Or the time when I'm planning to sleep, everyone's awake. So it's kind of get harder for me to find opponents in Yugioh Omega. And that's kind of the reason why a lot of people don't really want you to go to Yugioh Omega. Not because it's not good as an online simulator, but it's just harder to find opponents. But that's what the AI are for, right? And finally, our winner of this fall, ygopro. Now, let's talk about ygopro Project ygnispro. So this is what they call the best Yugioh online simulator that you can use in order to do review. So for this one, I'm currently in the editing software. So what you can do is you have all of these presets in deck. So there's the starter decks, code breaker, like savior, V for victory, Yugioh reloaded, and you can also create your own deck. So this is a Salamangreat deck that I used in one of my previous videos before, and I also have an invoked deck as well as Mage. And you can create your own as well. And you can also actually find cards. You can also have alternate formats, like for example, for the gold format, all the new cards are not allowed. And the old cards, the Dark Magician Girls, these are the ones that are allowed in the gold format. And then you can also have speed duels, which you can use only speed duel cards. So there's a lot of different things that are allowed here. There's also OCG Korea and speed duel, as I said before, traditional. There's a lot of things that you can do in ygopro. And what's good here is you actually also have puzzles and tutorials like basics. So it teaches you how to do link summoning, which I think is very good because you learn a lot from these things. Okay, let's exit that. And you can also have battle from different servers, EU Central, Casual, Competitive, and here you can see a lot of people asking for duels. And what's good about here is a lot of times, okay, what does this man says? PCG, best of 3. And you can also host your own because sometimes you're just scared to join the room. Okay, let's try hosting our own room. We'll be using our Iron Mage deck, and then after that, you'll just have to wait for your opponent to come, and you can just give codes and create secret rooms for your friends so that you can get to do with your friend as well. So that's what's good about Project ygnispro, and there's also the an automation. So one of the good things on why ygopro is on the top is because of the automation. ygopro, you don't have to think about it. The system will ask you, oh, do you want to activate this card? Oh, let me automatically shuffle your deck. Or here's the list of monsters that you can look for. You don't have to. We have found our opponent. Your name is Nico. And let's have a little game. Wait, am I going first? Oh, my opponent's going first. Magician Souls. I said casual, bro. Why are you doing this to me? I said casual. Magician souls. I really thought that I could get away from magicians, from duelings, but here we are in Edo Pro, having casual duel with their opponent using magicians. I hate this round. Oh, look at her though, look at her. But anyways, that's it for this video.